Hello everyone, I'm having an existential crisis. On one hand, I really enjoy playing Ocarina of Time, but on the other hand, it gets really repetitive in sequential playthroughs, with always having to start in the Kokiri Forest, then going to the Deku Tree, then going to Hyrule Field to the castle, and so on. If only there was a way that it wasn't the same thing every time. Ah, hell yeah! Randomizers have this thing called logic, which is basically what things has to take into account when it builds the randomizer seed that you play. There's glitchless, glitched, and no logic. These are the main ones that appear in every randomizer, or at least many. Glitchless is the most new person friendly because you don't need glitches to beat it. Glitched requires some glitches to beat it, but it's still beatable. And then no logic, it just throws all the logic things out of the window, so there's a chance that the item you need to get to a specific area is locked in that area, making it unbeatable. Glitchless and no logic are in everyone, but glitch logic is a more rare thing due to how much harder it is to develop. Now, when people talk about randomizers, I always think of the collectathon randomizers, such as Mario 64 and Zelda Ocarina of Time. In Mario 64 randomizer, the locations of all objects in the map are changed so that they can be anywhere within the map. Objects including being stars, coins, enemies, anything that can move, which makes the game significantly more difficult, but also more rewarding since every playthrough is going to be different. Zelda randomizers just randomize the locations of items. They're all within chests and NPCs, so you can normally get them, but they're different locations. I got the Goron bracelet from the Kokiri sword chest for no good reason. Now if you look close, you realize I have blue tunic, yellow hearts, green C buttons, and my A and B buttons are not blue and green respectively. They are different. Of course, randomizers are not exclusive to collectathons. You can get them in open world games like in sandbox games like Minecraft, where the block drops are randomized. Also, there's another version with the crafting recipes randomized, but I cannot find that because I'm bad. Randomizers are often built off of generators, such as this one for Twilight Princess, where you can do things like customize your settings. For this one specifically, you can choose your items, what settings you have with keys, chests, excluded checks, and the works. And they also have some of these as programs you download on your computer instead if you don't want to use the internet. Randomizers are ROM hacks at the end of the day, which requires people to have a copy of the original ROM of the game and have the ability to patch it and hack it to add the randomizer functionality. This causes you to take more space on your device. One of the original X amount of gigabytes for the original game, and then that same amount for the patched version, which basically means that your 6 gigabyte game now takes up 12 gigabytes because the patched version is its own copy that does not affect the original version. Since randomizers are ROM hacks, they often require people to have the game, which makes it much more easier for a SNES game to be randomized than a PlayStation 4 game, just because the SNES game is smaller and it's much easier to mod those than PlayStation 4 games just due to the complexity of the games, and you need unique systems for these. Since you can't really play these on most game consoles without hacking, you need to use emulators such as Project 64 and Dolphin, or you can use a good old friend, the Homebrew channel, and equivalent things, which requires modding the system to allow them to play ROM hacks of games and just not original games. However, there are issues with hacking your system. Modding all systems voids any online warranties and subscription services you have, and it also makes it so you're not allowed to play any online games since that is banned in most gaming communities. Furthermore, you need to have a good understanding of the game you're playing, otherwise you will not know what to do in the randomizer due to just the barrier to entry. You look at the Wind Waker and it doesn't make any sense. Also, it's not likely to be in every game. Hack and slash games don't always have randomizers due to all the enemies being enemies. You fight every enemy the same way. Same with fighting games. Fighting games, you don't really have randomizers, and games that are basically just social media, like VR chat, are also good prime examples of games that you will not find a randomizer for. I have decided to homebrew my Switch so I can play Breath of the Wild randomizer. Me attempting to homebrew my Switch to play Breath of the Wild randomizer has caused my Switch to catch on fire.